Mimi kweli kwa kutegemea maisha yangu mimi nauza bangi na pombe, vitu kama hizo, sigara hivi.
Kefa, another youth in this village, started doing drugs at the age of 12.
Mimi hutumia pia. Juu kuna haja nidanganye ndio. Juu kuuzia watu kile kitu ambacho wewe mwenyewe ukuli, hujui kina madhara gani ama si kweli.
He subsequently took it up as a business in which he has now recruited his wife. He doesn't even mind his son taking drugs.
Babaki nimetumia huo mmea kwa muda yenyewe sijaona ubaya wote, so kwa hivyo itakuwa ni yake kata upendelea huo mmea basi atauchoma.
Just observe how fast and unsuspiciously the selling of marijuana is conducted. Kefa's wife has to hide marijuana in her clothes. The buyer is on standby to buy and sprint away. It has to be hidden in different places just in case police arrive. After the purchase, the buyer has to run far away. It's a few meters away from the police station, but again, he just couldn't resist the craving and ended up here. Drug abuse among the youth drains the economy. Money that would otherwise go into development projects is diverted into law enforcement to control and prevent the supply and demand of drugs. Money also goes into treatment of alcoholics and addicts. These are expensive undertakings.
Mimi nitasema katika upande wangu sababu mimi mwenyewe ninajifaidisha kutokana na hapo juu mkate wa kila siku. Katika dua yangu ningelipendelea kidogo Mwenyezi Mungu akinibariki kidogo. Ninaona naweza kuachana na janga hilo sababu kweli nimechoshwa hata mimi na serikali kunifuata.
This changaden is called Munjoha, meaning the snake place.
Warurwa mupire zirabe. Wakwali kwambuka ifula ne kuiye. Ne okwiha kwamara kurumire amachi kali kechuye. Nga kwali kwambuka mulala khwifu kwiha kwamara kumurumire. Umko kwene kwambuka.
Most studies on drug abuse have fallen short of identifying the root cause of alcohol dependency syndrome.
Pombe sio mbaya. Pombe ni kupima.
Serious sana. Wananiomba sana niwache. Lakini kitu ya waelewi ni kuwa ati mimi si ati ufanyia pombe kazi.
Studies show evidence that alcoholism in some cases is genetic. That means some people are born alcoholics waiting to happen. Many addicts are poor. Their drink that is the source of their addiction is cheap. They take local brews. Nifa, 19 years old, was inducted into the trade by her older sister, who was in turn introduced to the business by her parents.
Ambe venye nilikuja huku, nikaambia sister yangu, sasa mimi venye niko huku sitakuwa nakuja huku kila saa nipatie kiberiti, nipatie sukari, nipatie nini. Ukinipatia pombe kibuyu moja, nikiuza hata nikipata faida kidogo ndo nitajisaidia. Alafu hizi zingine mnaweza niletea baadaye. Juu sabuni, nitaka omo, nitaka ya kipande, nitaka kila kitu. Niko na mtoto, mafuta pia itakani niko.
Because of the high poverty levels in her home and the lack of an education, she could not get an alternative source of income.
Ndio wanaweza kuja mwingine akunywe pombe ya tukimuitisha pesa kulipa ni ngumu. Sasa mnaanza kuvutana tu. Kulipa na kulipia kwa ugumu. Sasa natakanga akikuja ananipatia na yeye nampimia. Sio ati namwagia na kaiweka pale alafu tena naenda kumuitisha pesa. Vigumu sana. Huwa na feel mbaya nasema ningekuwa na uwezo singefanya hii biashara. Lakini nafika mahali nasema tu sasa labda Mungu ana sababu ndio nikaanza kufanya hii. Na kuna siku moja sitakuwa nauza hii maisha yangu itakuja badilika. Duningali mdogo sana.
Most people will be quick to point fingers at Kulali or his parents for failing to be responsible citizens.
Why alcohol is much abused is because of the pressure, the pressure, the social pressures, Like, for example, if you take when people are retrenched, most people became idle, yeah? The idleness is one of the things that a person prone to alcoholism will succumb to.
A spot check around different rehab centers revealed that the costs are too high for a common person. For instance, Bustani, a rehab center that can be categorized as high class, charges 7,800 shillings per day. This translates to 234,000 shillings per month.
There is help they can get help, and it's not the end of the road. There is so much out there. They look for help and they'll get help.
There are only 2 government treatment centers in Kenya, one in Nairobi and the other in Mombasa. The cost ranges between 1,500 shillings to 3,000 shillings a day. The question is, how many Kenyans can afford that? The government rehab centers that charge slightly lower are run down. Our effort to visit Kenya's biggest rehabilitation center, the Mathare Hospital, bore no fruit. We were told that filming at the facility was infringing the privacy of patients. However, a recent impromptu visit by the Minister of Health, Anyang' Nyong'o, showed how bad the conditions were at this hospital. Maybe this is the reason why many people don't visit here.
Whole of the Kenyan budget, 580 billion shillings, to be properly rehabilitated, because there has been no meaningful investment in medical facilities for the last 25 to 30 years, as you can see with your own eyes.
Rose Nandi is a widow and a mother of 7 whose husband's drinking spree ended up in death. It's evident that this disease is affecting not only the youth, but the family and society at large. Rose, who is pregnant and jobless, has been left to fend for her 7 children and her 2 daughters-in-law who live with her.
Kaino ndikato busomi bw'abaana bwaba obutinyu sikira sindwandi mbu sindonya kulanja kusamula omundu k'abaana baleta okulya n'obutinyu okwefwala n'obutinyu maana je nyacha banyala kufwana mbwena.
Often families of addicts are never left behind. They suffer from codependency, which is another disease from the effects of a dependent suffering.
Imetufanya kwa hii nyumba, kitu cha kwanza amenifanya nimedevelop hypertension. Wakati hatutakuwako tunaona kama atakuwa kikwazo kwa wenzake. Kama njia ingepatikana ya kusaidiwa, kama ni counseling aende, kama ni kupata kibarua apate, tuone kama atafanya nini, atabadilika.
Maybe is it my way, is it my will, is it my decision, or it is somebody else? I really don't know.
With so many unanswered questions, is there really hope for these individuals? What can the society and the government do to combat this problem? To many, alcohol drinking may be a form of pleasure. To others, it's a way to pass time. But what really needs to be done to nip the time bomb in the bud? Does the government need to intensify its fight against this vice? Or risk losing its most productive workforce, the youth? Reporting for Untold Stories, I'm Violet Otindo.